Put your hands together for Ruel.
Hello. Howdy.
Welcome. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's been a crazy few days, but no, I'm good.
Well, this record has been a long time coming, right? I'm sure you've made your fans very happy. How does it feel to have it out there in the world?
It's insane. Yeah, it's been, I think, 4 years since I first started writing it, and been putting out music for about 6 years, so yeah, the math is a little bit, been taking a little while, but, it's out, and, yeah, it's like a massive burden off my shoulders finally now. People aren't, constantly nagging me about it.
So what took you so long then?
I found out that I'm a massive procrastinator, and but I'm not a perfectionist. That's the worst thing. Like, I thought, people were like, oh, you're just such a perfectionist, you just had to get it right. And I was like, no. I just kind of was just bad at it.
There were a few rewrites.
Yeah, lots of rewrites. Just things trying to make it cohesive, getting all the visuals together. COVID, that old thing, kind of pushed back a few things. So, it's multitude of things.
When you're procrastinating, what's your chosen procrastination tool? What are you wasting time doing?
Football.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Watching, playing, all of the above?
All the above.
Right.
Yeah, I know. It's a little bit out of character for a muso. When I try and bring up, football around other musos, I'm like, ew, no. I'm like, did you watch that last Liverpool game? And I was like, no. I'm writing an album. I'm like, oh, okay.
Because people might not know this, but you are huge overseas, not just here in Australia, but you are huge, especially in Southeast Asia and stuff. Was there anywhere you've been where it's you're particularly surprised to have huge fans?
There's been a couple places, the two that on the top of my head are Bangkok and Manila. Bangkok, I did a free show in started 2019. I had never been there before, didn't know, and 8,000 people rocked up to this mall, and it was
in a shopping centre.
In a shopping centre,
like a Westfield.
Yeah, it was Westfield-esque, and but it was crazy. So many people singing along. I don't know if everyone was just what's going on, and just wanted to see it. There was a few people singing the lyrics, and I don't know. That was pretty insane. And then I just went to Manila last week for the second time, and that was pretty insane. Yeah.
You've said that fame gives you the worst main character syndrome, which I just love so much. Can you explain what you meant by that?
Oh, it's just it's the worst trait to have is having the main character syndrome. It's everything's always about you. But when I started touring and I'm doing these shows and there's so many people screaming lyrics that you've written, and you suddenly start thinking that there's nothing's real, what are all these cameras? And that's what kind of the album was inspired by, is that kind of Truman Show thing, and feeling like you're the main character in a movie, and that's what inspired a lot of it. So yeah, I don't know. It's a trait I'm trying to get rid of.
And surely your family and your friends are quite good at bringing you back.
Oh, yeah, no. Living in Australia, they're just as soon as I start talking about me too much, they're like, we don't care. Which is exactly what I need. So, yeah, I'm grateful for that.
You mentioned that you've been in Manila recently. Is it correct that you came close to being kidnapped?
Yeah. So Manila is known for its traffic. Yeah. It's standstill traffic for hours on end if you, peak hour, stuff like that. So I went to Manila and I was going to shoot a music video, and the song's called Sitting in Traffic, which is on the album, and we're like, oh, it's perfect. I'll just sit in the back of a pickup truck, we'll find some traffic, just sit there and we'll have a drone shot, going up, showing the traffic. It's going to be amazing. And we go peak hour on a Friday, 9 a.m, and there's just no traffic for some reason. The first time ever there's been it was just cars flying around. So what are we going to do? So we had this director, it was from Manila, and he was like, I might have a solution. I was like, what? He's like, I've got to hook up with the traffic police. And I was like, what do you mean? It's I think, if we, slide the cash neck, and they might be able to create some traffic for us for a bit. I'm like, what are you talking about? No, let's not do that. It seems very illegal. And they're like, no, it's the police. And I was like, okay. So he figured it out. And then, there's 4 police bikes rocked up at this bit, this massive highway that was just flying. And then they were just like, you're good to go. And we're like, yeah. It's you've got one take. So they go on the bikes 300 meters up the highway, they block it off, and then it just starts piling up, and all these people are just yelling out of the cars, what's going on? And they get this pickup truck, that's this green pickup truck, and I hop in it, lay back, drone starts playing, I'm like, cool, start singing, all fine, this is great, it's gonna look beautiful. And then I hear and I was like, oh, that might be those guys. And I was didn't know. And I looked up, and it's an ambulance trying to get through. Oh! And I was like, oh. no, this is not good. This is terrible. So like, I kind of look up and see, as soon as I see, I pop up and I'm like yelling to the police, and they don't really understand English. I'm like, move quick, and they're like, what's going on? And they're like, this ambulance is like shoving through all these like bikes and cars, and anyway, then it finally just starts going, and then the pickup truck just starts going, and I'm still on the back of the ute, and I'm like, it's like these bumpy roads, and I'm going like 80 kilometers per hour, and I'm like, who's driving this thing? I look over, and I just didn't know who it was. Like, it was just some random Filipino, and I was like, oh, this is not like safe. Like, I don't know. I didn't have a phone on me, and then they were just driving for 10 minutes to the Philippines, and like I could see my manager in the distance being like, no. And yeah, anyway.
And now you're here.
And
I made it back.
Returning to us safe and sound. Well, Ruel's fantastic debut album, Fourth Wall, is out now. And for all the tour details, you can head to our website. Give it up for Ruel!
Thank you.